Good morning, Jim and Toula, Nikki, Alani, Nikos, John, and everyone helping today. Thank you for being here for the rehearsal. The aim this morning is to walk through the ceremony simply so everyone knows where to stand, what happens next, and when the legal parts and the signing will be taking place. For the ceremony itself, Jim and Toula, you will be both stand with me at the front, facing as you are now. Jim, you'll stand on my right, and Toula, you will stand on my left. Nikki, because you are interpreting the legal parts of the ceremony for Toula, I'll need you standing close enough to both of us so that the flow feels easy and natural and that you can still hear and repeat whatever's said. The general order of entry on the day will be this. Guests will already be seated in place. I'll be at the front ready to begin. Then Toula will enter, escorted by Alani and Nikos. Guests will be asked to stand for Toula's arrival. Once Toula arrives at the front, Alani and Nikos will hand her over. They can then move to their seats. After that, I will welcome everyone, acknowledge those who have travelled from overseas, and introduce Nikki as the interpreter. The signing table will be positioned off to one side of the ceremony area, close enough that it is easy for everyone to move there without any fuss, but not so central that it gets in the way of the main ceremony space. In terms of the order of proceedings, we'll move through the welcome, the giving away, the introduction, Jim and Toula's story, the reading, the monotum, the asking, the legal vows, personal vows, ring exchange, pronouncement, kiss, signing, conclusion, presentation, and recessional. The monotum is the legal statement that I must say during every marriage ceremony. It explains the solemn and binding nature of marriage according to Australian law. And because Toula's English is limited, Nikki will interpret the full monotum after I say it. The legal vows are also a required part of the ceremony, and the wording must be said exactly. Jim, I will say your vows, legal vows line by line, and you'll repeat it after me. And then Nikki will interpret for Toula. Toula, for your legal vow, I will say it to you. Nikki will interpret into Greek. You will repeat it. And then Nikki will interpret it back into English for me. After the legal vows, we move into the personal vows and ring exchange. Olivia will bring the rings forward. And then once the vows and rings are complete, I will pronounce Jim and Toula as husband and wife and invite them to kiss. The signing will happen just after the kiss. I will invite guests to remain seated and enjoy the music. Jim and Toula will come with me to the signing table, and Nikki and John will join us as witnesses. Nikki and John, before signing, please wait just beside the signing table until I call you in. The signing order will be Jim signs all three documents, and then Toula, and then John, and then Nikki, and then I as the celebrant. Once the signing is finished, Nikki and John, you can return to your seats. Jim and Toula and I will then move back front centre so I can deliver the final words, presentation and instructions about what happens next. At the end of the ceremony, I'll present them as Mr. and Mrs. James and Toula Peters, and then the recessional will begin. Jim and Toula will exit first, and guests will then follow them down the aisle as you've requested. After the ceremony, there will be a group photo before Jim and Toula leave for formal photos. There will be no confetti. Refreshments will be available after the group photograph. The reception begins at 12:30 p.m. at the Terrace Cafe next to the lake. Before we finish, just a quick reminder about the paperwork at this rehearsal. Toula, you will need to sign the Declaration of No Legal Impediment, and Nikki will sign the top half of the statutory declaration for the interpreter paperwork today, and the bottom half will complete after the ceremony, directly after the ceremony. So that's the flow for the day. Does anyone have any questions or anything they want to walk through before we finish?
No.
No? Okay. Toula, if I can just get you. Okay, Toula. So, Nikki, if you can just interpret for me. So if I can just get you to sign here, please, in this box. Thank you. And then I'll just witness that. And today is the 25th.
26.
Okay, that's that one done. And know him, which was already signed. That's good. And Nikki, I just need you to have a quick read through. This is the statutory declaration that I forwarded you a copy of. I just need to get you to sign in here, please. Thank you. And then immediately after the ceremony, we'll get you to sign this bottom bit. This is just to say that you've made the interpretation correctly on the day. Okay, thank you everybody.